Hey, welcome back to Big Trouble in Little Podcast. I'm Andy.
I'm Chaz.
I'm Joe Dubs.
I'm Zach.
This is the second episode of McConaughey. We're watching Matthew McConaughey featured movies. This one is called The Gentlemen, plural? Okay. What a confusing, just Googling it was a bit of a hassle. I guess this year there's a series called The Gentlemen in Great Britain. And there was another movie called The Gentleman, and there's The Gentleman from, I don't know, sometime. But anyway, this movie was chosen by Zach. Zach, why did you choose The Gentleman?
It was rated kind of high among different Matthew McConaughey movies. I found out it was a Guy Ritchie movie. I'd never heard of it or seen it. And I also picked it because I thought it's Matthew McConaughey being in kind of a cheeky movie again. But it turned out he was like the most serious character in the entire movie.
Yeah, everyone else is kind of hamming it up, and he's just kind of like a serious boy.
I didn't expect, that's not what I expected, but it was fine.
Also, why is he in this movie at all? I mean, he does great and everything, but it's a movie about the British underworld, and they're just like, yeah, he's from Kentucky, but for some reason he moved to Great Britain for college and then decided he liked selling weed. Why?
Well, the story needs an American for it to work.
I guess. I mean, the story could have just involved a British guy, or for that matter, is someone from any other country. It's just strange. I feel like Guy Ritchie met Matthew McConaughey and was like, hey, man, we got to do a movie together. And
he's like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
I forgot the guy's name, but I'm just going to call him the Jew. Wasn't he American?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what everybody else called him in the movie, almost. It's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like at first, but wait, actually, yeah, everyone in the movie called him that too. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he was in a lot of everybody was in a lot of things. I mean, I didn't expect fucking Colin Farrell to fucking show up.
Yeah, and it took me a minute
took
me a minute to recognize him too, because I was like, is that Colin Farrell? Because the last time I seen him, he wasn't that old. The last time I saw him, he didn't look like Colin Farrell. He was the fucking penguin.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, that's very different than how Colin Farrell normally looks too. So,
you want to talk about questionable casting choices? Why did you cast Colin Farrell and then cover him up in a bunch of bullshit?
Yeah. I mean, he pulls that off, but aside the point.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so not going to lie. The first 2 minutes of this movie, they set up the bit, and I figured it's going to be something where it makes you think that he dies immediately, but he really didn't, and it was something else. But the first 2 minutes I'm watching this, I'm thinking, motherfucker, we picked another movie that Matthew McConaughey is just basically not in. Because I thought it was going to be a thing where maybe he does get killed and it's all flashbacks, and he's not actually in the movie. Thankfully, that wasn't the case, but I thought it would have been funny. Like 2 movies in a row, we basically pick something where he plays a bit part. But no, he's much more involved. But yeah. The story of this movie is just something, though. I kind of like the way they set up telling the story as
It's like American fiction. It has like the same style, essentially.
Well, yeah, like Hugh Grant has the whole thing where he is basically, setting up this blackmail story, but pitching it in the style of a movie in this weird way. By the way, I'll just go ahead and say it now. I watched this movie twice. Spoiler on how much I liked it. I liked it so much, I watched it the very next night whenever we decided we couldn't schedule to do our recording with my wife because she wanted to watch it. And I picked up on other things in the movie that I didn't appreciate as much the first go around. So I'm really glad that I watched it the second time. I really appreciate that they just very ham-fistedly made Hugh Grant. I can't tell if he's flirting because he is just openly gay and hitting on Ray, or if he is just doing that to just be an extra bit of a cheeky asshole. But he's just constantly hitting on him the whole time, while he's also blackmailing them.
He's like British gold dust, yeah.
Yeah, no, he really is. It's really funny. So he's doing this movie pitch, but also hitting on the guy, but also blackmailing him. What an asshole. It's great.
Now I got a question for you guys. Like, what other Guy Ritchie movie did you watch? Because I've never seen a Guy Ritchie film, unless I've...
You never seen Snatch?
No, I never seen it.
I've seen zero.
God damn. That's
Sherlock Holmes? You never watched Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah, both Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey in them.
Didn't
No.
see him.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Nope.
Nope.
Apparently, he did Aladdin. I did not realize that he did the Aladdin remake.
I found out he did The Covenant with Jake Gyllenhaal, which I probably gonna watch.
Oh, I did watch the Aladdin remake with the low T Jafar. So that was my first Guy Ritchie movie.
I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah, I didn't either until I just looked. The Man
I-
from U.N.C.L.E., which, I mean, that movie has mixed opinions. There's actually an Easter egg. There's a poster for that movie in this movie. When he's pitching to the Miramax group at the end, the Man from U.N.C.L.'s movie poster is behind him.
I fucking love that he's like at the Miramax studio there and everything. It was good.
Oh yeah, they own it. Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, he's just here.
Is the dialogue is the charm in every movie he does Guy Ritchie? Because I like the writing in this.
Yeah.
I love.
No, he's British Quentin Tarantino.
That's what I was gonna say. This reminds me of a lot of him.
Yeah, no, that's kind of on purpose. Like, Guy Ritchie is the only guy who you remember, like in the early '90s, Pulp Fiction came out, and then everyone tried to rip it off. And we had a bunch of movies that were like kind of like they were all about like gang shit, and they all had unreliable narration styles. Guy Ritchie's the only one who kind of made it work, arguably. Like everyone else kind of did it, and it was like a flash in the pan. That movie was fine. I forgot it 10 minutes after I finished it. Well, Guy Ritchie made Snatch. And actually, he made Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels first, which is a really good movie. But then he made Snatch, which is, I think, his best movie. Like of the movies I've seen from him, it's my favorite by a country mile. But it's the one that it's super quotable, and everyone who's seen it really likes it. And when you're in high school, you have to watch it 30 times.
Fair enough.
I didn't.
Yeah, I've never watched it either. It'd be something I need to watch.
No, you guys should all watch Snatch. That movie fucking owns.
BBC QT. There it is.
BBC QT. That's good. Yeah, no, I think the movie is very well written. Like, it's okay. So we'll just go ahead and give the praise. I'm gonna jerk this movie off for a bit. It is the perfect length, and you don't even feel it. At least for me, I did not even feel the length of the movie, even though it is also right at 2 hours. So it's good anyway. But it just keeps you going. I don't feel like it had too many little rug pulls or twists. Like, it's trying to like do the weave thing where you never know where the story's gonna go. I felt like it was just the right amount. It was starting to maybe get to the point where it's like, oh, they can do this 1 or 2 more times. This is gonna get a little cumbersome. It's like, okay, yeah, you're just doing it for the sake of doing it. But I felt like the story tied pretty well. I don't think it's too difficult to follow. Did anybody think it was too difficult to keep up with what was happening?
No, I got it.
Yeah,
I think the endings where it like does like 3 rug pulls, because the first one was like Matthew McConaughey's character getting, he thought he was gonna die, but his bodyguard stopped it from happening. And then you had, oh my god, the mastermind of stealing the weed was the Russians and shit because he fucking killed his only son. And then all of a sudden, like, Hugh Jackman's character gets trapped by great value fucking Tom Hardy here in the taxi.
Wait, you mean Hugh Grant?
Yeah, well, no.
Hugh Jackman.
You just named 2 actors who are not in this movie, and I got completely confused.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of looks like a fucking great value fucking Tom Hardy. He
kind of
Hugh
does a
Jackman.
little bit. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, you're not the one with thinking. I was like, is that Tom Hardy? I had to look it up. It's like, no, it's not.
It's Jax from fucking Sons of Anarchy, but
Okay.
and Pacific Rim. He was in the first movie.
Huh.
But yeah, like there was like 3 swerves essentially in the ending, and I was like, all right, I don't mind because the writing was like funny, and it was like,
well, that's what I loved about it was they owned the fact that he had some cup ups, and the one like fuck up it was going to ultimately be his downfall, but because those other guys were total fuck ups, it was a Deus Ex Machina, right? He basically gets saved by the fact that those
They're
dumbasses,
idiots. Yeah,
they're total idiots. They meant to kill him.
I like that a lot.
You said that he was saved by his bodyguard. He wasn't. They were trying to kill him, and they totally fucked it up. Needless to say, Colin Farrell's character is my favorite character in the movie.
he's mine too.
He's such a badass, and I fucking love that he's just like, I'm not a gangster. I'll do gangster shit, but I'm not a gangster. and then he's just he has the multiple times he can just walk away, and he's like, fuck, I better go just save this guy's ass one more time, and then just shoots those two guys and just looks at him and holds the hand up. I laughed so fucking
It's 4
hard.
times. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the first scene they have him in, the burger scene, when he just slaps the piss out of those kids.
It's great.
It is. I love his character. He's just like the neighborhood's adoptive dad who's trying to clean shit up, but he gets stuck cleaning their messes up.
He's doing a bad job.
Yeah, they're rascals. They're hoodlums. He's the
They're
hoodlum wrangler.
They're toddlers. Are you dumb?
Yeah.
I listened to the fight porn song. By the way, is that a thing?
Yeah, I wondered that too. Like, is this something that's happening in Great Britain? Like, are people wearing GoPros and doing crimes and then put that shit on YouTube to music?
Maybe.
I didn't look it up because I was like, okay, well, this was like 6 years ago. I highly doubt it is a thing now, but I almost wanted to look it up. It's like, were people doing this? Was this a thing? I will say the tracksuit thing. I did spend time looking up tracksuits.
I'll give it to the movie. It's believable. I could see that having happened.
I believe it too.
Yeah, there's people that take their iPhone and go, look at me committing a crime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, fucking people do that in America.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
They just don't do it as stylishly or choreographed.
Right, and like make a music video about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting though. I was like, it is believable enough, and if it's its own thing, kudos to them for coming up with something so ridiculous that it is believable. But it's kind of neat.
I like the part where he's like, "This is fuck." No, it's fuck.
Fuck. Yeah.
The guy. Yeah.
And what was the dry eye or whatever? Was the other guy's?
Oh yeah, Kazuya.
Yeah.
Kazuya.
He looks like Kazuya. Tell me he doesn't.
He kind of does a little bit.
I'm pointing at him. Give him the anime hair just in the back. He's Kazuya. He looks exactly like Kazuya from Tekken.
They called him the Asian James Bond, if I remember correctly, or something like that.
Quoting the movie, "License to Kill."
Yes.
I did laugh kind of hard at that. It's like cheeky little British racists.
It's funny. They built him up to be like awesome, and then he actually wasn't that awesome. He was like kind of lame.
Yeah, it kind of came to nothing. I was like excited about all this gangland shit, and then he's just kind of like a loser.
I think that was on purpose, though.
It was. Yeah, I think it was a red herring. I think it was to like make you think, oh, they ended it, and that he handled his business, and that was that. And then they had the lead up to, oh yeah, well the person he actually fucked over, was like ex-KGB. That guy's gonna be the one to get him now because he was sloppy. And speaking of that whole scene when Ray has to go and extract the girl as a favor, that whole scene where he has to chase down those guys is so fucking funny. He spends all that time chasing the people. They have what was the song? I'm trying to remember the name of the song now. It's a Wu-Tang song, but whatever. Anyway, they have Wu-Tang playing in the chase scene, and then he has the whole like exchange with them about, oh, I'm gonna buy it from you, and they like, oh, well, look at you, you asshole. We'll just fight you. They pull out a machete, and he just shoots the gun off. Everyone gets all pissed or all afraid and runs off. It's really funny. Yeah, I see what you're saying a little bit about Matthew McConaughey. It is like he doesn't need to exist in the movie. It has that weird. What's the whole theory behind like an Indiana Jones movie? Like an Indiana Jones movie would mostly happen if Indiana Jones weren't in it. I don't know if you ever heard that theory or not.
I've heard that about other movies, but not about Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who would you like? I don't know. Who would you put in his place?
I don't know, but it's like a lot of the things that are moving pieces could happen. And maybe it's because they spend so much time focused on the other characters, but then he pulls that like really like ice cold like set of like chess at the end where he's figured out what the other guy's plan is, and you realize he's had the upper hand the whole time after it's all said and done, and he forces him to get his business back. He owes him all this money and all that. The movie also does a thing where they swing really quickly from shot to shot where it's something that is kind of funny or like just dry humor, and then suddenly it gets really serious.
Yeah.
which I kind of liked. It's not like, some movies do that in a very poorly written way. So then it's like you're getting jerked too much in one direction. But I feel like they did a good job of transitioning that. Like I didn't feel like I was like, being pulled in too many directions at once.
I've got a pretty good theory of why Matthew McConaughey is in this movie, though. After looking at Guy Ritchie's filmography, you know how it's like you look at his filmography, it's like, oh, he made Aladdin and shit, or like he did like what looks like a romantic movie or something, and there's like some weird stuff mixed in there I didn't know he did. But a Guy Ritchie movie, none of them are particularly commercially successful. This versus the budget was the most successful one.
So, I thought the Sherlock Holmes movies did pretty well.
Yeah, but do you think of that as a Guy Ritchie movie, though?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he did
like
them, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, no, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, it'd be like if Quentin Tarantino did Sherlock Holmes, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the Sherlock, they're full of all those weird, like, slow down moments and all this weird crimey shit. I don't know. I always thought about them as Guy Ritchie movies.
Like, yeah, you just got to remember, though, I'm speaking from the perspective of somebody that's only seen two, and one of them was, like, not like a Guy Ritchie movie at all.
Yeah, that's weird that he did Aladdin. I didn't know that. That's bizarre.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
the
sure
other
that
thing
was just
too,
a paycheck. He probably just was on the set and was like, yeah, I could just do whatever you guys are going to do.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's the thing is a lot of these are like what we're talking about. He did multiple movies where he directed them and wrote, like, he had much more to do with the film, right? He's in direction, production, he's writing. Like, that's how this movie is, where the others, there's a couple in here, like you said, in between that he just directed them. He's just there. Like, it was probably what he did go between while he, like, actually did the stuff he wanted to do.
But, yeah, I guess my point was, in terms of the BBC QT movies, this was the most successful one.
Fair.
I guess I kind of understand, Zach, what you're saying. Like, by the way, is The Gentleman like a big franchise in any way? Like, is it like a known?
I think they're trying to make it one because that new TV show, I think, is based on the same characters or story.
Yeah, because when I searched for it, it's on Netflix. Both things are on Netflix, so that was confusing too. I'm like, I pulled it up and it was the TV show. I'm like, the fuck? This isn't Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, well, it even says here it's a Guy Ritchie series. So yes, the TV show is by him. It's just, and actually looking at it, he actually has a theme of that. There are several things that he made into a film that later get made into a TV series of some kind. Snatch had a series.
Lock, Stock
had a series. Now Gentleman, like, that's a thing that keeps happening. So
Young Sherlock.
Yeah, it seems like he's good with like character development stuff, and maybe that's why it'll probably work better in a TV series. But what I was gonna say, like with Zach's point before, is like this movie is essentially what he probably wanted to do as his own. Like Sherlock Holmes is obviously, old stories back in the day. And then it's kind of like, what if Quentin Tarantino went to go direct a Star Wars movie? Yeah, it's made by Quentin Tarantino, but that's not what Tarantino probably wants to do.
It's that one for you, one for me thing the Coen brothers have been doing. They always make a movie that's going to make a fuckload of money, and then they make some weirdo shit that they actually want to make, and then they have to go make one to make money again to finance their pet project. Yeah, it's the same.
I mean, that's very much what's happening, because guess what's in development? The Guy Ritchie is directing Aladdin 2, the sequel. So he is doing the sequel to the Aladdin movie. So
I thought they canceled all that shit after Snow White flopped.
Oh, well, maybe it says in development.
Oh.
It's not listed here in his filmography.
Yeah, if you
upcoming
highlight director, yeah, if you look director only in upcoming, it's listed in development. Again, I don't know. You're right. It may get canceled.
Like what the hell, Aladdin 2?
I mean, that's the real movie. I mean, that was my favorite Aladdin movie as a kid, because
is Will Smith? Is the genie gonna slap fucking Chris Rock?
They need to put Chris Rock in it so he can slap him.
There you go.
Yeah,
just do it.
Just make Iago Chris Rock. Just there it is. Dockery died anyway. Just and don't even like try to mask that the voice is different. Just let Chris Rock be Chris Rock and have a scene where Genie chokes him. Yeah,
let's go.
backtracking back to the gentleman. I did like all the guys that were like falling from high places and dying. He's like, this is a pattern, man. Like, this is ridiculous.
You need to invest in parachutes. Yeah, I laughed.
I laughed the first time the dude fell out of the fucking window because that's like the I shot Marvin in the face moment of the movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then unexpected deaths out of nowhere. I don't know. It just makes me laugh. That's another one there. And then like when the guy runs out of the fucking trunk and then fucking looks like he's gonna jump down somewhere and he jumped down on railroad tracks. I laughed out loud and then he got ran over.
That whole bit's great because he's like, "Oh, you done fucked up," and he gets him up, and then the guy's like, "I can't breathe," and they're like, he literally gets him up and shrugs him and smacks the shit out of him, and then says, "Where's your inhaler?" And he gets it, take a puff. Oh, there you go, boy. You're well now.
He's trying to help him.
And then the guy runs and gets killed. Oh man, it's too good.
Is that a real British rapper, by the way? Did anybody research that?
I'm gonna guess yes.
Because they used his song in the credits, which was like jarring for me for some strange reason. I was like,
I'm gonna guess it's not like a AAA famous rapper. It's probably just like some lower person or whatever. I'm sure Miramax owns a record label and he's someone who's on it.
And I got another question. The pub that McConaughey went to, is that the same one from what was that zombie movie with the
Shaun of the Dead?
Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah.
No. Winchester?
No, okay.
It's not the Winchester.
No, it's just what British pubs look like.
Yeah, British pubs. There are several British pubs that are famously just all black like that for whatever reason.
They all have like all that classy like Age of Exploration shit on the walls.
Yeah, like I can't even tell you how many times I've been to like Americanized like British pubs, and literally that's how they look. Like there's even a chain that's I think it's called The Pub, and they're literally the whole building is black.
How creative.
Whatever. I know, right?
It's like, couldn't call it the Pig and Whistle or some bullshit like that.
I know, right?
Shit. What do you think of McConaughey's wife in this movie?
She sure was.
I like that she shot a guy with like a little Derringer that was
fun.
Paperweight.
She was a very good shot too.
Yeah, it's fuck hard as hell to shoot anybody at a distance with that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she shot both guys in like the fucking head.
Well, I like the one guy where he's standing there and he like puts his hand over the hole and sees the blood and then he faints. I mean, obviously he dies.
Yeah, I was like, wait, is he no selling this? Was it like a bullshit dud bullet or something? Like,
no, he was the big guy. So because he was the big guy, he could withstand just instant death for a few seconds.
His brain was so shitty, like it was a delayed reaction is what it was.
Yeah, the bullet had to like weave through that mashed potato of white matter and then finally caused death. But yeah.
Longo there. Fucking no sell and get shot.
So for all the star power in the movie too, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that actress. At the time this was made too, she was the lead in the show Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So again, they had a lot of star power in this movie. A lot of people that are in this movie that and some that aren't in roles you would expect. Like Hugh Grant's playing a role that he almost never does, right? Like this is a guy that was like, I'm just gonna do romantic comedies that kind of suck and just make my money that way.
Well, watch The Heretic, man. That film with him.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Well, this is. I wonder too. Like this is kind of the start. Like looking back, this is the start of his renaissance because he starts doing a lot of different roles around this time. And yeah, Heretic. I've heard like he's pretty wild in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a good film. I recommend.
They picked a bunch of crossover. I call them crossover British stars because that's what they are. Like everybody knows who Colin Farrell is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows who Hugh Grant is, more or less. And then Rosalind Pearson, or that's her character's name. Michelle Dockery. Yeah, she was in Downton Abbey, and Downton Abbey crossed over into America when it was, popular.
Mm-hmm.
When it was having its run. So it's like, yeah. I think this is probably his most stacked movie too, in terms of like people.
Oh, now I know who the guy from the Jewish guy in the movie is. He's from the fucking Big Short. I remember him.
The Big Short.
Yeah, that's when the 2008 market crashed. They made a movie about it and stuff. It's really interesting. But I was like, yeah, I fucking know where that guy's from. And I'm like, where is he from? The Big Short. There you go. He was the guy who was always questioning fucking Michael Scott's character in there. And he was always like, we ain't fucking investing in that shit.
You think that guy looked like Paul Rubens any? Because I kept looking at him and was like, why does he look like Paul Rubens?
He's very thin, so sort of.
He's got like a similar face and stuff. And then I was like, I should just do a Paul Rubens movie and this guy's him. Just do it. It was tripping me up though.
Yeah. I have nothing else to say because we hit all like the high points and stuff, and there was not a lot of settings, right? The only settings there was a bar, that little weed farm factory that they went to, which I thought was pretty cool. That the guy was like, "Oh, you're selling me a tool shed," and then all of a sudden the stairs fucking are there, and I'm like, "That's fucking cool." And then obviously, him riding on the streets, he gets fucking almost killed by the truck and makes it in time before his wife gets raped by Dry Eye.
That garage too. That's like another place they kind of frequent.
Mm-hmm.
It all has like all women mechanics or some shit. By completely unrealistic. It's bullshit.
DEI woke garage.
Woke garage.
But overall, I like it. I watched this movie at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I was like sticking with it because usually I'd be like, I'm so fucking tired. Yeah. But like I was like awake and I was digging the writing with all the jokes and stuff. I think my favorite character is Colin Farrell's character. Just the way he's introduced, where he's beating up those kids, and then he's like yelling at the people for stealing the weed and shit and all that stuff. It's just the way like when he's in the gym and stuff, and he like yells or like gets aggressive at talking to one of the guys, and everybody stops in the gym. He's like, "Did I tell you guys to stop?" Like that was funny.
He has a whole argument with that dude about he called me a black cunt. He's like, "Why? It's not because it's a racist thing."
Yeah, and he's like, "They're not exclusive. You are black and you are a cunt. What does it? It doesn't mean he's
it's
not calling
a term
all
of endearment, if anything.
Yeah, he's not calling all black people cunts. It's a different thing. You idiot." Oh man.
No, but
Yeah.
but I highly enjoyed this movie, and I will say I was a little bit skeptic going into this because I'm like, I've never seen a Guy Ritchie film. And funny story, by the way, or funny side note, I always thought Guy Ritchie was Lionel Richie as a kid because I always hear the Ritchie part. I'm like, I don't want to see a Lionel Richie movie. What the fuck?
But Ritchie movies.
Yeah, is there a Lionel Richie movie? Maybe
He's a
so.
musician, I think.
Maybe he's been in one.
Yeah, but overall, I liked it and I do recommend it.
Yeah, I already said I highly recommend it. It was a great movie. I enjoyed it.
I liked it. Yeah, it was pretty good.
I liked it all right. It's fine. Watch
You
it or
said
don't.
the-
I don't care.
You said the least about it. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hate it. There's no part of me that's like I'm over shocked. It's just I don't know. I think I was. You know what part of it is, and we're moving on, so I don't want to like reopen conversation about this movie. But something about it that kept bugging me is the big deal is. I mean, besides the fact that there's a lot of murder and stuff, the big deal is weed, and it's like, man. Who fucking cares about weed anymore? Like, I think if it had been about like cocaine or like, I don't know, gold or something, I might have been a little more invested. But it was like, he's selling his weed empire. It's like, that shit's going to be legal in like 5 years anyway. Who fucking cares?
Yeah. I mean, in all
the situation
fairness,
could be different over there. I don't know.
I mean, in all fairness,
they
you're
even joke
watching
about
this
it at some point.
right, but you're watching this 6 years later too. I mean, it's like
Still, I feel like even in 2019, it's like, oh, it's about weed. Okay,
Google
still,
license
everything's
for that,
still funny. The writing's still good. The dialogue's still good. I laughed out loud a few times. Like, Colin Farrell was great, I think, and it's just, I wish Matthew McConaughey had been in it more. It seemed like he got top billing because he's Matthew McConaughey, because he's a big deal. But Charlie Hunnam, however it's pronounced, he did all the heavy lifting in this movie. He's the main character.
I mean, that's what the proper left hand does, or right hand, I guess.
Jerks you off.
Yep.
Yeah, he's handling all the dirty work, but yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like his movie more than anything, and I don't know. It's kind of thing. It's like, it was good. I think honestly, I was like, oh man, it's a Guy Ritchie movie. I'm excited now. It's gonna be like Snatch, and I didn't like it as much as
you hyped yourself up too much.
I did. I hyped myself too hard. I got real excited.
If I gained anything from it, I gained a new way to ask my wife for sex. I just look at her and say, any chance?
Any chance?
And what if she responds, all right.
Well,
what was this film rated, by the way? Because they didn't usually
Probably R, right?
It's got to be hard R.
Yeah, it's R.
Oh, it's an R, okay.
They were saying cunt and everything, and people were like dying really graphically.
And no sex. Yeah. The only thing I was surprised was there was no sex. There was like hints of sex.
There was almost a sex.
It was almost a rape. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
kind of respect that though. All the things they could put in it, they didn't put tits in it for the hell of it. It's like that's just kind of a lazy writing, right? Like they didn't have a need to put it in, so they didn't force it in.
You don't
right?
need a fucking reason to see tits.
Okay, but you don't also need to take a movie with a plot and just for no reason just force it, right? Because then it's just like, oh well, that was kind of lazy.
Yeah, that's
like
dumb.
That's what you think. Tits, lazy.
Go watch the White Lotus fucking show. There's fucking tits and dick everywhere. That's lazy.
I mean, that's HBO for you. Just you're watching porn.
Yeah. Andy, what movie did you pick for next week?
Mud, I guess it's called. Mud from 2012. I full disclosure, I know next to nothing about it. I just Googled, hey, what are the best Matthew McConaughey movies? And it was this and a few other things and the stuff you guys were choosing. And I couldn't decide between this and U571. I finally decided, you know what? I want to watch something new. I'm going to watch something I've never seen before. So Mud from 2012. I guess it's a pretty good movie. We'll find out next week. Come back and watch it with us.
Yeah.
Oh, Ty Sheridan's in that movie.
Should have picked Sahara.
I like that movie.
Or We Are Marshall. We could just watch it.
I thought
that movie's fine.
Marshall.
It's like the only bit I can remember when I saw Daniel Tosh live when I was in Huntington. Because I accidentally ate a pot brownie and forgot most of his set. But then at the end, he's like just shooting the shit with the crowd. And he's like, so is Matthew McConaughey still your head coach? And it made people laugh. And I laughed too hard because I was high.
Oversold the joke.
Yeah. It was when I woke up. The bean finally kicked back in. And I woke up and laughed at that. It's reactivated.
Whenever I think about that movie, I just remember being late to class several times because they were filming it.
It's inconveniencing you.
It wasn't a lot. It was a few times, but it was enough times that I remembered it. I was like, fuck this stupid football movie bullshit. I got late for class.
God damn it.
All right, well, it's time for the post credit scene. What the hell we're watching, playing, or doing. Andy, who's going first?
I'll go first because I have very little to say. Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is pretty good. Pretty good. It's more entertaining than the last several races. So yeah, I had fun watching it. And this last weekend there wasn't a race, but this coming weekend is the Miami Grand Prix. You looking forward to it? The track kind of sucks.
I'm gonna watch it.
Is Lewis going to retire?
No.
It's just been like all over the internet for some reason.
Oh really? I don't. Man, the news cycles for F1 are just trash.
Bullshit. It's like 99% bullshit, I swear.
Honestly, I feel like less than 3 months ago it was, well, is Max going to retire? Because he always has said that he doesn't want to stay in F1 forever. And they say he's going to leave Red Bull. So they're like, maybe he'll just retire. No, guys, settle down. Just fucking wait and see.
I can believe him getting bored enough to retire, though.
Well, he says he doesn't want to do F1 forever. He wants to leave and he wants to go do Le Mans and some other stuff. So I believe him. I'm sure he'll go do that stuff. Just then what? Who knows?
If he goes to another team, what team would you want to see him in?
I don't know. Yeah, Aston Martin would be good.
Sauber.
No. I mean, it'll be Audi then.
Well, Audi.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Like Aston Martin, maybe McLaren, not Ferrari.
Why? Don't you want to see Max struggle at a Ferrari?
No, everyone goes to Ferrari and their career just peters out and dies.
That's not what happened to Michael Schumacher.
He's the last one that it didn't happen to. But after
he's the last real champion.
He's the last.
Yeah, kind of.
But everyone else goes there, and then they just suck for a couple years, and then they leave.
The problem is because it's everybody that joins Ferrari is not in their prime anymore.
Yeah, there's that too. Ferrari just says,
Shimmy
"Hey,
wasn't his prime when he was in it."
Ferrari won't get people and turn them into good drivers." So they're kind of doing that with Chuck. So we'll see.
I think they're doing it with him. Yeah, but
they need a Corvette team.
A Corvette team. Well, that's.
I mean,
could be a General Motors team.
Yeah, General Motors. Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to call it General Motors. It's not very fucking presentable.
GM is going to provide the engine from 2027 on. I think they announced recently for that.
Cadillac?
Yeah, for Cadillac. So that's exciting.
Yeah, Cadillac is the GM.
Yeah, I don't know how all the branding's going to work out, but yeah. Also Cadillac has like a kick-ass WEC team, so that kind of makes sense. And then other than that, I've watched a bunch of Star Trek Voyager. Man, that show is good. I don't know if I like it more than DS9 yet, but it's getting pretty close. Also, there's a bunch of really cool guest stars in that show. Like I told you guys that John Rhys Davies is in a few episodes, and Brad Dourif's in a few episodes, and man, having a good old time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the end of season 4.
Man, you're trucking along.
Show now. Yeah. Well, all I do when I get home from work, and honestly, most of my weekends, if I don't have plans, is I sit here and I paint D&D minis and I watch Voyager. I love it. I love it so much. I need to be playing Ocarina of Time or like watching a movie or like something of substance, but I've been trucking along painting a bunch of these because I have Zach will tell you I have like a whole shoebox full of these things that need painted because we got like these big Kickstarter things, and then we split them up, and I've just had them for so long. I need to get them painted, but I finally got to the point where I have more painted minis than I have non-painted minis, so I'm doing it.
You've unlocked that part of your brain that allows you to watch TV shows. You're always like, I can't watch TV. I can't do it.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too, and ever since I've been watching it, I've been seeing other shows that I would like to watch, and I'm thinking, when I finish Voyager, I might try to become a TV boy, but we'll see what happens. I don't know if it'll work or not.
You got to have something to do on the side, I think.
That's what it is. I can't sit there and watch a TV show. I got to be playing the Switch or painting minis or doing something else and watching a TV show. It's been working out really well. So, but yeah, that's all my free time is Voyager, painting minis. Did I play? I don't think I played a single video game for a week.
Son of a bitch.
Wow. It's been quite a while since I've been able to not play a video game. I don't know. And I started reading a book, but I'll wait till I finish it to talk about it. That's it. Who's going next? Who's going next? Who's going?
Zach, go backwards. Go. Zach, go.
Zach, go.
Okay.
Zachwards.
We're going Zachwards.
Okay.
We're going anti-clockwise, as they say.
So been playing more. Been playing more WWE 2K25. Nothing to report there. Still just kind of goofing off in the various modes. I played Ocarina of Time. Got past the water temple now.
Whoa.
So the scary ass water temple that fucking the internet and everybody else overhyped as being awful or some shit.
It's just easy to get lost. It's not bad.
It's just frustrating for an 8-year-old. I mean,
well, apparently these people didn't get past it. It like fucking ruined their childhood or some shit. I don't know.
Well, people are fucking stupid, so I mean that's not surprising.
I don't disagree with you because I feel like these are the same people that bitch about like puzzles and Resident Evil or something. Like,
I think you're right.
Hard. It's like it's not. You're just a dumbass. I don't know.
Just pay attention. Like they want to like turn off their brain, and it's like, no, man, you're in a dungeon. Like, come on, turn.
Yeah.
Do your brain muscle a little.
Yeah, do some brain curls.
Like if you want to turn your brain off, go like play like a Dynasty Warriors or something.
Go play Doom. Just fucking destroy people.
Yeah, that could work. It could work for a while. Doom later on, you kind of got to think about keys and doors and stuff.
Yeah, I think like the second Doom, especially, the levels get kind of crazy after a while. But I'm still really enjoying it. I'm trying to think if there's anything I need to do. I thought about getting bigger. How do you pronounce this? Bigoron or Big Goron? The sword. The
Bigoron.
Yeah,
Bigoron sword. I was like, oh man, I want a two-handed sword because every time in a video game or like some bullshit, I love two-handed weapons.
Do it. It's worth it. Get that sword.
And then I saw
sword. Oh, go ahead.
It rules. Yeah, I saw how much shit you had to do, and I immediately lost interest in it.
No, do it.
It's not even that hard.
Not hard. It seems like it just takes a lot of time.
Well,
it doesn't.
Part of getting it, you have to be able to access Gerudo Val. Actually, you should be able to do that now that you beat the Water Temple, I think.
Okay, so you can literally get the sword as soon as you become an adult. All you need you have to get the hook shot first, which you get before you go to the first temple, and you have to have Epona. As long as you have Epona and you have hook shot, you can get it. It's not a problem. That's literally all you need. You can get it. I literally got it as soon as, like, the first thing I did. I get Epona, go out, get my hook shot. Okay, boom. I go get a bunch of heart pieces, and I get the big Goron sword, and you just cruise through the game.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing, keep it in your inventory as a backup. That's my recommendation. Like, stick with the Master Sword for the most part, but whip out the Bigoron sword when the going gets tough.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it later, not on air, but there is one thing that you gotta keep in mind for the Master Sword as opposed to the Big Goron sword, but we can talk about it later.
Okay, well, that's where I'm at with that. I watched a couple movies. I watched Mississippi Burning with Gene Hackman and Willem Dafoe in it. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good movie. And then I watched Top Secret because I'm doing this thing where it's like, I'm going to watch more Val Kilmer movies because I haven't watched that many, I realized. It was all right. It's weird, though, that's his first big debut movie is Top Secret, a fucking spoof comedy. And I guess apparently he had some reservations about doing it, too. Like, he was afraid, like, this is going to fuck my whole career up. I'll be known as just a comedy guy. That's not what I want to be. But then he turned around and did another comedy movie after that.
Making money.
Yeah, he's making money.
That's acting, right? You just take the gigs you can get.
It's made by the same people that did like Airplane and Naked Gun, though. I didn't realize that till after I watched it.
I've never seen it, but I love Airplane. So.
Did Zimmer film it? Is his name David Zimmer?
Zimmerman, I think.
Zimmerman.
Yeah, there are two Zimmermans. There's brothers, and then there's like another guy. They're like a trio that do these movies.
Yeah. I met the one. He's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy when I met him.
Oh, that's cool. But it was a decent movie, actually. Like, you know how hard I am on comedy movies. So it's like, at first I was like, the first bit actually made me laugh out loud, which is Val Kilmer's character is some kind of weird rock star in the 80s. And they did a spoof of a Beach Boys song where it was like surf skeeting, or like they're skeet shooting on surfboards with shotguns, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, this is wild. Random. Yeah, but like then it, like the comedy kind of slows down for like, I feel like 25 minutes or so after that, and then it kind of gets back into a groove, like getting further into the movie again. The whole third act was like the funniest to me. Can't speak to how it compares to Airplane or anything else because I haven't seen it.
Airplane is great. I recommend it personally.
I'll probably try to watch it sometime, I guess. It's weird, though, when I was watching it, I was like, this came out in 1984, but for some reason it feels like a 70s movie to me. I don't know why. Just something about the writing and the comedy, I guess. I watched more anime. I finished Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. I've remembered the whole title.
Good for you.
I can like write it shorthand and remember the whole thing. It was really good. It hit. When I have a Chaz moment, it hit deeper on a deeper level than me that I did not expect towards the end of it. They do like a rug pull, and it's like, holy shit. And some stuff happens that reminds me a lot of situations that happened in my real life. I've never experienced that in anime before.
What's the name
so
of
it's
it?
like Slice of Life?
It's slice of life. Yeah, that's like the big thing now is isekais and slice of life.
Yeah, I thought it sounded like isekai, but okay.
And fantasy, like fantasy is like a big thing now too.
What's the name of that anime?
Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
And is that on Crunchyroll?
It is on Crunchyroll.
It sounds fake. It sounds like a made up. Like
they all sound like that now.
Can you believe this anime is called this? That's silly bullshit.
I've spent 300 years killing slimes, and now I'm max level. Like I call it postmodern anime titles. That's what they are. It's like they are the elevator pitch in the title. Then I watched Chainsaw Man, which is like a regular anime title.
Hell yeah!
I haven't felt like an anime was made for me in a really long time, and that was one of them.
Dude, Chainsaw Man's fucking awesome.
I read the manga.
I cannot wait for season 2.
I know. I'm like, oh man, when's season 2 coming out? It's like, oh, maybe next year. I'm like, fuck.
I know. Yeah, it
takes really a while to animate that show. I thought, right?
Yeah, it's got really good animation. Like it's pretty fluid animation, really. Really good though. Got some good humor. I guess some people don't like the main character that much. I think they missed the point of like what he is though. When they say, "Oh, well, he's too simple-minded," he's kind of like a dumbass, like perv. It's like
he's a fucking kid that's been taken advantage of. Like
he's a kid who did not have a childhood and had fucking nothing. He had nothing.
Yeah, exactly. No, I totally agree. Like people are missing the point.
It's like the whole deal is like, what's his great goal in life after like a near-death experience? He wants to touch titties.
He wants to touch titties and eat buttered toast and all. Like, how can you fault that?
You can't be like a smelly bum with a chainsaw and expect to get a lot of attention from women. I'm just saying. But it's really cool. I recommend it. Then, since we had to skip last week, I watched WrestleMania 41.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it because I think all of us watched it, right?
Yeah.
Except Andy.
Except Andy.
Loser.
It was pretty good, I think. Like it was good in spots, and in other spots it wasn't. That's kind of how it is. He's leaving now.
I mean, we can keep it kind of simple. We don't need to like ruin it because all three of us watched it. How about this? Make it easy because there's 2 nights. We each name our favorite match and least favorite match of each night.
Okay. Least favorite night one was probably the Jade Cargill Naomi match for me. And then favorite night one was the triple threat, the main event, Punk, Roman, Seth.
Yep, I'm the same with Zach.
Yeah, I'm actually the same. Yeah.
Right there.
Thrilling commentary.
It happens sometimes.
We're getting some color where these guys will talk about wrestling for 4 hours.
But well, just to go up for the main event because like that's where the big story is like kind of coming from, and I kind of wanted to touch on it a little bit.
Yeah.
So Cena won. He got a 17 title, but apparently the whole internet universe didn't like the match itself, and I think they do have some points with the Travis Scott coming down and no Rock, and then the slow ending, which in my opinion, I think the ending was great as far as that match. But that's not what I really want to talk about is Pat McAfee had an interview with The Rock, and The Rock pretty much said, after he turned John Cena heel, he felt like the final boss should step out of the limelight and never come again. And he said that he had no plans in the build, so he's kind of like putting it all on Triple H for having a lackluster main event, essentially, which that's also could be a work because people are like, oh my God, there's war happening between Triple H and The Rock, which it could be happening because it is kind of weird that he goes on Pat McAfee and just buries the company that he's a board member on. So
sort of. It was like a light burial. It was kind of like, I would have done some things different, but it was pretty good. Like like that, the most inoffensive way you can say it.
Yeah.
You notice in Triple H's Hall of Fame speech, there was one person he did not thank. That was
The Rock.
He thanked fucking everybody else under the sun, but him. Makes you wonder.
Yep.
Uh,
Always working. Always working.
yeah,
right?
always working.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah. What about night 2? What was your all's favorite, least favorite night 2 matches?
So, least favorite. It's tough because
Logan Paul, AJ Styles, I think.
That match was better than what I thought it was going to be.
I was gonna say the same. Actually, I thought it was pretty good. I think it was probably the women's tag team match. It was the match I had the least interest in. I thought every other match that I watched on night 2, except for the main event, was better than I expected it. The women's triple threat was insanely good, and
really good, yeah.
the Intercontinental match was nuts. I loved it.
Fun.
I loved the Intercontinental match. That was my favorite match actually of night 2. And then of course Joe Hendry shows up. If you want to count that as a match, that was neat. It was fun.
He got buried.
I mean, I'll admit I was a little bit underwhelmed by the night 2 finish. Not for the same reasons everyone is, but if you go back and watch, and maybe this is intentional, but the night 2 main event was almost identical to Cody's first main event with Roman.
Where it deflated.
It was almost identical to what happened. Someone, like, they had this back and forth. Cody has a chance to maybe take advantage of something, but chooses not to, takes the high road. Someone gets involved, and he just loses.
Yeah.
That's exactly what, and no one came to help. That's exactly what happened 2 years ago, and it felt deflating. But then they built, and it ended up being this great story. Now this one, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. It just feels with where they were going with it. It feels kind of weird, but it did feel a little flat. But whatever. I think the other problem is that people were not going to be happy with how that match went, no matter what, because they were, regardless of how it was set up, they wanted John Cena to win. So they were going to have that problem of, well, John Cena wins, but how is he going to win without making Cody look like an idiot anyway? Yeah, they could have went like really ham-hard into it. Again, it did feel like it felt like whatever was chosen to be put in there was not what the initial plan was going to be, and something fucky happened. But
yeah,
it's whatever.
Yeah. My main thing is just like it had to follow up Cody's story. That's probably one of the best WrestleManias in a long time that happened last year. To follow up that WrestleMania, yeah, I was a little underwhelmed, but I had a fun time watching it.
Yeah, that was another thing. It wasn't like nothing they were going to do was ever going to match that one so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I still liked it for what it was.
Yep.
That's everything I did, though.
Okay.
Anti-clockwise.
So we're going back to Chaz, or
no?
It's your turn.
That means it's you.
That's
what they call counterclockwise in Europe.
Anti-clockwise, fucking biscuits. Anti-clockwise.
They were describing the ring in Saudi Arabia, and it goes backwards. And I heard someone say anti-clockwise, and now I've been saying it all week because it's funny to me.
God damn it.
I started Ocarina of Time.
Well,
still in the beginning. Can I remap those controls, by the way, on the Switch?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh my god!
Sorry, brother.
Those controls are fucking with me so
look,
hard.
ultimately, Zach's the only one who did the right thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can play it on the 64 or just play it with a Pro Controller and suck it up.
Or you can buy the Nintendo 64 style Switch controller for like $50.
There you go.
Yeah.
I almost did it. I was like, I'll play this, and I want to play Kirby 64 and a couple other things. Maybe it'll be worth it. And I talked.
You could buy a real N64 with a controller in that game. It might spend a little bit more, but it'll be worth it.
I have a Nintendo 64 and a controller and that game. That's part of why I talked myself out of it. I was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, you should have just done it the real way.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
I also have it that way and still playing it on the Switch.
Both
Man, I'm
of
a
them.
monster.
I want it handheld. I want to be able to take it places.
Yeah, that's what I did. I played a lot of it at work. Yeah,
You
I
got
get
the
it.
3DS version then.
Yeah, but then I gotta buy a whole new game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do like the aesthetic so far of the game. I think it's interesting. I've seen like speed runs and shit, so I kind of know the premise of the levels and stuff, but I still think it looks fucking good for an N64 game, in my opinion.
Looks like smudgy bullshit. Vaseline.
Whoever
tattoos.
says that,
64 game. That's right.
Fucking the bias. He's over here going smudgy bullshit. I can't stand this. Meanwhile, fucking Cloud in his hoof hands. Oh, masterpiece. I'm just kidding. I'm
I
bullshitting.
know, I was gonna say this. I know people say that sucks too. It's pipe cleaner arms. This is shit.
Fucking hoof hands. I love it.
but yeah, I'm still in the early stages of that, trying to get used to everything. Because I've been just relaxing lately and doing some Switch stuff. So I just been doing more Link to the Past.
Wrong game.
Yeah. And then I also played Sonic 2
It's
again.
research.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Every
I can't
search.
scold you for playing that game.
Dub's gonna procrastinate and then finish this game last minute again, or we're gonna have to extend when we do the thing. Or I'll be
He's
waiting
gonna
on
snort
you.
a bunch of cocaine and fucking finish it in like 2 days.
Yeah, I once I get a hold of the controls, I'm probably gonna get through it within a week. So
Yeah, there's a bit of a learning, like the ocarina and the slingshot and the bow and arrow. Those are the only things that you have to wrestle with. Everything else kind of clicks.
Mhm. But other than that, I've been following the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order stuff that was going on.
Stuff.
So yeah, so I forgot what day it was, but it was like midnight. Some of the retailers were opening up the pre-orders and stuff, and I had one in Target, one in Walmart, and one in Best Buy, and I didn't pull the trigger because I just wanted to see if it would go there. Because when I did the PS5 and Xbox Series X, it wouldn't even go in my cart and shit. It was like because people were overloading and stuff, the servers. But I do like what Walmart and Best Buy did with the line queue system and stuff.
Mhm.
I think that was a good idea. A lot of my friends, I think you guys got it on Walmart besides Zach. Like everybody
got one.
it.
I got one on Walmart. That's how I got it. I got in line queue and it was really easy.
Yeah, I got one from Walmart. It failed a couple times and then it worked. And it honestly, I wasn't gonna do it. I was just kind of like, how easy is this? And I thought, I could cancel it if I decided I don't want it. But no, I do want it. I do want to Switch too. So
Yeah, same. And I already have someone that wants to buy my Switch, so once I get it, it's perfect.
that's
Nice.
weird. Someone offered to buy mine too. I'm gonna hang on to it for now though.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And I kind of like rang the bell for I think it was your guy's friend Marshall or whatever. He was up and he got his on Walmart as well. So happy to help out people. Even though I didn't get it, I probably like opened up like 3 spots for people. I made their days. That's how I'm gonna look at it.
We'll be late adopters, me and you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get. I'm still thinking about it because I want to see how they handle the upgrades. Because if I have all these Switch 1 games and they upgrade it, is it free? I think it's free through the online if you have it.
I think that's right. I don't know. Maybe it'll flop. Maybe it's going to be a Wii U. Who knows? Maybe
Yeah,
you guys
it
are
could
right.
be. Some people predict that.
From what I understand, it has sold, like the pre-orders sold more than the Wii U or something. I don't know. I saw a headline.
That's a low bar.
Yeah, but the fact that the pre-order itself sold.
Well, yeah, but it did like Switch numbers as opposed to.
Okay. I want to see it compared to GameCube numbers.
I don't. I think things were just so different back then. I don't even know if you could. Yeah,
They were. You had to go in person and fucking do that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not like I'm not against getting one. I just feel like it's too early for me to want to get one yet because there's still no games that are really jumping at me Like, you need to get a Switch so you can play this. I don't really feel that about anything right now.
They tricked me. Like, it's Yakuza 0. There are no games I care about. They're like, I have a copy of Yakuza 0 on the way from Limited Run for the Xbox, and it goes on sale digitally for like $10 all the time on Steam and PlayStation 5 and whatever else. But the one on Switch 2, which is exclusive, the Director's Cut, has additional content. And I was like, fuck.
Okay, that's a little more excusable.
That's the definitive version. That's how I can play that. And plus, I still have never played 0, even though a lot of people say it's their favorite one. You know, I've been working through them these last couple years, and I've been doing in every other modern thing, and it's next up for me as far as a modern one. I got to play 3, then I'm going to play 0. And when they announced it for Switch 2, I said, "Oh, God damn it!" Because up until then, I was like, I can wait. I could easily wait on a Switch 2, but. Well, I really want to play that game. Plus, it's I think it's $50. It's not 90. So I was like, oh yeah, Sega's doing me good. I'm already excited to put my money where my mouth is, and what I mean by that is I'm not going to buy an $80 or $90 game. Never. It's just unless it's amazing, unless it's like I don't know.
It's going to be really fucking good.
Maybe a Zelda or like a Pokemon potentially.
I don't want to give them that much money for a Pokemon. I still feel like they cut too many corners on those games.
Well, just the Pokemon games, yeah, they look like shit compared to other stuff. Like Scarlet and Violet was a fun game. I'm glad I played it, but it's just full of nonsense. That's another part of the problem though, is like my favorite Pokemon game is Legends Arceus, and the next Pokemon game that comes out is one of the Legends games. So I don't know, maybe it'll be really good. But if they charge me $90 for it, I'll wait. I'll get it later.
Yeah. I'll give you $0.
That's what I was going to say, though, is I'm not going to spend that much money on those games. I'm just going to wait for stuff to go on sale. Problem is, with the Nintendo, who knows when or if that'll happen.
17 years.
Maybe. Hell, I'll pirate them. Fuck it. Who cares?
In Minecraft.
If they finish PT and put it on Switch, I'll buy it.
There you go. That's all they got to do.
That's all they have to do to get me to buy it.
I guess I'm waiting for Metroid to come.
It's coming.
I still don't know if I like those or not. I gotta redo those again to see if I like it or not.
Well, the one gimmick thing that I like about the new Switch is the Joy-Cons acting like a mouse and stuff. So you can.
I do like that.
I like that for like a Fire Emblem or something.
They better have some
shooter.
Chintzy Nintendo keyboard to go with that. They need that.
I just laugh because you said the keyboard, and I'm thinking about the fucking web camera that only shoots fucking 480p.
What? It's only 480p?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I think they're like $30 though, aren't they?
I don't know, but it's just like, hey, you could hook up this fucking plant thing from Mario.
That actually made me laugh out loud. That was pretty.
I like
funny.
that. I like the way it looks. That 480p camera is bullshit. But
I don't need a camera. I don't need my friends to be able to see me when we play Mario.
I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. That is spot on for how they set up online experience.
That's Nintendo, though. Yeah,
that is spot on Nintendo to be like, hey, we have all these great things happening. By the way, we're going to just completely hamstring your online play experience. You're welcome.
At least they have their own lobby system now. It's not like on an app or some stupid bullshit anymore.
That's
only
better.
20 fucking years.
Yeah, no, they're always 2 generations behind. That's what this web camera is. It's the Xbox Live Eye from 360.
Yeah,
PS2 had a camera.
Yeah, but you know what's funny about that? They in their PR stuff for the Discord, not Discord fucking feature on Switch 2 is like the frame rates of people's games is going to be between 9 frames or 20 frames.
What?
For what?
Because you know how you can see your friend's game in your face and stuff? They said the frame rate is like 9 to like 20.
Oh, like the gameplay of your friend? Oh, I don't care about that. I mean, why even bother if the frame rate is that pathetic? But yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Watch it on your phone. Fuck it.
That's not how you watch cinema.
This isn't cinema. This is some dumbass playing game.
I can't believe that people watch Mario Kart on their fucking telephone.
Get fucking real.
Did you do anything else, Dubs? We got off track a little.
I've been like here and there watching this TV show called The Terror with my dad. It's on AMC. It's about a bunch of British sailors get trapped in the Arctic Circle and something's fucking eaten their crew members and shit. And it's
I've
like
heard of that show.
It's like the years like 1847 to 1849 or something like that.
It's Dracula. It's probably Dracula.
Yeah.
It's an Arctic Drac.
And speaking of Dracula, I'm gonna tease for next week's episode. I'm gonna watch a new Nosferatu, so I'll give you guys an update on that movie next week.
He's calling a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Shot caller.
And that's it. That's all I've done.
Wow. Anti-clockwise.
Cool. All right. Real quick, I watched more It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia as I'm just rummaging through cards and decks. I watched more of Daredevil Born Again. I only have 2 episodes left, so it's building up to that. It's season climax. It's still been pretty good so far. I'm trying to think, the story's good. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it.
Doesn't sound like it is.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I didn't say how it ends, I guess. So I really shouldn't say much more about it. So I'll just leave it until we watch it. Hopefully, we finish it. And can talk about it next week. I played in a Pokemon challenge and got second place. And with a Eevee deck, which is really cool. Evolutions are actually good for a change. So I used an Eevee deck and got second place. And I think I'm going to start playing. I'm actually going to go to a pretty competitive Pokemon event in Akron. The store up there is going to do a non-sanctioned cash tournament that's pretty big. It'll probably have hundreds of people there at their store. I'm going to do that one day. And then the next day, it's going to be Gym Leader Challenge. Yeah, Lorcana's kind of fizzling. They still haven't announced anything, although that there's an update on that today, literally. But Lorcana has set championship stuff coming up, but still because of all the nonsense going on in that game, nothing's really happened. So today, they announced that they'll have an announcement next Tuesday.
Nice.
Exactly. But they promised that it's about the future of the game. And I think it's going to be kind of make or break. I mean, a lot of people have kind of drifted away or walked away from playing the game right now because it. Yeah.
All right. Well, you got 2 options. You can either go play Magic the Gathering, which is super affordable from what I understand, or you got to take up Yu-Gi-Oh. That's all that's left.
Nope. So
Heart of the cards. Heart of the
Yu-Gi-Oh!
cards.
Come on,
Yu-Gi-Oh's
it's
for losers.
the duel.
Actually, you'll like this. Someone did message me randomly and say, "Hey," just out of nowhere. I haven't talked to this person in a long time. They're like, "Hey, random question. I need your nerd wisdom. What is this?" And they sent me a picture of a homemade Duel Master from Yu-Gi-Oh! And I told them what it was, and they were like, "I knew you'd know this. Thank you." And that was it.
It was me.
It was Austin.
I was testing you to see if you could get into Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to do the Pokemon events, and depending on what happens with Lorcana, I might be jumping back to Pokemon and taking the break from Lorcana for a bit. But we'll see what these big announcements are. I don't know. There's also a new card game coming out in the fall that is based on the League of Legends IP, which apparently looks really good. If the card game's good, then hey, I'll jump ship to another game and a different skin,
Well, isn't the Gundam one coming out in July?
Yeah, but weirdly enough, the Gundam one is not getting a lot of support.
No, it's not.
That's the problem.
Some of the local shops that were supposed to carry it have canceled their orders, so that's a bad omen.
Yeah, it's already dead before it's going to come out. But Riftbound is supposed to be a big undertaking, and I'm curious to see what happens with it. But
that Dragon Ball game is still kind of popular.
A little. Bandai games around here are just impossible. Like there's like one shop that wants to make them happen, but they want to rotate between all of their Bandai games. So basically, you get to go to that shop and play once a month. It's like not really a way to have it.
I mean, it really is just
consistent.
it's just the main. So I was in a hobby shop yesterday, actually, and they were having a Magic the Gathering tournament on Sunday, and then two guys were splitting. They were like doing a draft out of a box of Pokemon, and I remember thinking, yeah, that's it. Those are the games. Those are the only games that exist. And then I went and bought some paint.
Nice. So, yeah, I'm just gonna wait and see how that plays out. That said, funny enough, I got to talking to so many people about the Riftbound game, and it was like we should all download League of Legends again. So I downloaded League of Legends. I haven't played
disgusting.
it. I know I'm a monster. I haven't played it yet, but it's there. So I'll let you know how that goes this week because I'll inevitably get some games in.
Tell me how crack feels.
He's gonna go to the hospital.
I'm not gonna do Magic again. League of Legends is fine. Listen, there are rules that I've set in life. I'm not gonna go back to Magic. Magic's done. For the sake of my marriage. If Suzanne dies, then Magic might be on the table again.
Jesus.
but unless that happens, outside of that, Magic's gone, and she's gonna outlive me, so Magic's done. So the other is I will not play ranked League of Legends. I do not care. I am strictly playing casual games. I am not doing ranked because
bullshit.
Yep, no bullshit. No bullshit. I refuse to do ranked. If others want to do it, that's cool. They can do it. I'm gonna be in the quick play having fun because literally ranked ruins that game. The ranked system.
They're gonna
sucks.
say played ranked. Are you gonna play with us? You're gonna be like,
no.
Yeah, and then you're gonna get real into it, and you're gonna make some kid in Korea butthurt because you're better than him, and then it's gonna be a story 2 weeks on the podcast.
Outside of someone tricking me into playing because they're like, oh yeah, it's ready to queue up, and they've sent us in some type of rank queue, and I don't know it, which I will quit anyway. I am not playing a ranked game. I would have to literally be tricked into doing it and not know it. Right. So I will shave my head clean bald and my whole body. I'll shave my whole body, eyebrows, the whole thing. If I play ranked league, not gonna do it.
It's gonna be Randy Orton from 2009.
I'm gonna be like Frank Reynolds when he's like, "I need to be pure." And he's covered in hand sanitizer. Yeah. Like I'm just born or something. There is one last thing I wanted to talk about. I played another game. I'm not too far into it because it's kind of hard. It's called 9 Souls, and the game is pretty good. I like it so far. It's got a cool vibe. It's a Metroidvania. It reminds me a lot of Hollow Knight, but it has this like really cool story that like makes the type of architecture and structures they have. There's like this really weird like mix of like ancient Japanese technology, but also it's futuristic. It's hard to kind of explain. It's got a really cool vibe to it as far as its graphics and aesthetic. But the game plays almost kind of like a mix of Dark Souls and Hollow Knight. Like there's like a parry system, and it's pretty hard. Like I've been getting my ass beat, and I've learned that I cannot play the game handheld, which kind of stinks. The game is hard to play, and I need a controller. Like playing it on handheld, I'm at a handicap. But that said, I'm decently into it. I'm enjoying it. The story seems cool, but I've got a long way to go. I think it's like a 30-hour game, and I'm like 3-4 hours in, so we'll see. I have, to be fair, I haven't played it in almost a week. I was going to talk about it last week, but between being sick and work and other stuff, I just haven't had a chance to play it. So, but yeah, that's all I've done.
Well, I mean, that's it. So don't forget, watch Mud. What an appealing movie title. I'll tell you what, watch Mud though, and come back next week when we will discuss it. For the third week of McConaughey. In the meantime, you can follow, comment, subscribe. We're on iTunes and Google Podcasts and Spotify and all the red media stuff.
Red Circle.
Anywhere finer podcasts are peddled, you'll find us. That's what I always say. And don't forget, leave a review or send us a message on whatever, X or YouTube or whatever you like, and tell us what we're doing wrong so we can proudly ignore you. Thanks and good night. Thanks for listening.
Later, everybody.